have been Giants on blue side banning Camille, Jayce, Jhin. Vitality on red side last game was LeBlanc, Varus, Malzahar. Are we sticking to the same thing?
Let's see if they opt for the ain't broke, don't fix it. The LeBlanc's banned away. Still no brainer. Once again, we are on patch 7.4. So LeBlanc still busted in the good way.
And Orianna is still disabled for the rest of today. She will not feature in this final match between Giants nor Vitality, nor in the match between Origin and Roccat, which is coming after the conclusion of this series. This is the final game between Giants and Vitality, and now Rengar is off the field as well. Wasn't a strong pick for Memento, but it has been a strong pick for Vitality, and it is no longer available.
Yep, and that Varus once again is banned. Yep, I think we can predict what's coming afterwards. So Giants have a little bit of time, but they actually banned the Shen instead. Oh,
they're first picking Jhin for HeaQ. This is what they did earlier on when they were on red side in game 1 of this series. And now with Nautilus banned away, there's no flex possibility for Giants with that Nautilus. That's what also happened in game 1. So Giants, is it a first pick here on Jhin? Flaxxish always hovers Yasuo, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that one. The only time I would really worry about a Yasuo pick maybe coming through if it's like Exile or something, but the Jayce was left open, so it's locked.
Always forget about Jayce. So we've seen a lot of Jayce out of the mid lane. This does supplement some of what we were talking about with Knight. Now he has a bit more of a lane bully when you look at the amount of damage he can output, and the play style is different to a Ryze. Vitality, so Jayce, Jhin, likely, Malzahar maybe as the combo with it.
Something that AOD definitely preferred. They got it for him in game 1. It was so hotly contested for them that they actually locked it in right off the bat, but now they get it once again. Will they take the Jhin to pair with it?
If Steelback does take this, he's played 7 games. This makes another game on top of that. 16, 4, and 24 is his kill stat coming today on Jhin. This has been one of the safer picks for Steelback. So now where's the response? Giants, the Kha'Zix is available if they want it in this rotation. It's worked well for Memento. It would likely force Djoko onto that Graves in the first rotation before Giants start pinching that pool.
But they locked the Ziggs in now.
They hovered it in the last champion select, but now with Jayce in the mid lane, this supplements some of their damage coming from AD. So Giants showing us something different for this team specifically. We've seen a lot of Ziggs bot lane over the last few months.
Okay, still some time on the board. Do they pick up their jungler now? Kha'Zix up and available for Memento. 7 seconds. Clock is ticking. They're really letting it go down to the wire here, and it's going to be the Renekton lock-in.
So showing basically all of their cards for the solo lanes, for their bot lane as well.
That's a lot of pushing power.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. You've got a Renekton to basically dominate top lane unless Vitality get Gnar here. If Vitality get Gnar, they can survive through, but they're looking for a jungle pick here. Taking the Gragas, denying Giants the ability of banning out the jungle pool. Now it's Vitality that will turn to the jungle. Kha'Zix likely will get taken off the table.
Okay, it's the Elise to start things off. They have one more, though.
Elise, yeah. That's likely the 2 that we will see banned away. Giants can ban out mid laners, ban out top laners. Gnar surely has to feature in this ban phase for Giants.
You would think for sure if they want to give the Renekton a stronger matchup, the potential to not lose out post level 6. Let's see what Flaxxish can do with it once again.
We also could see the Gragas. I'm not expecting this. We could see the flex up to top lane. Into Renekton, not a good matchup.
Yeah.
Nukeduck doesn't get his Zed. Days
unfortunate.
Of the past, the Nukeduck would play Zed, Season 3.
There's a lot of history for this guy in the mid lane for Vitality. I mean, we've talked about how far away it has been for him, but definitely has some flashy plays in his book. Karma's banned away now by Vitality. That's their last, so they have left open the Kha'Zix.
With a Kha'Zix left open, it's likely what Giants are going to take. Now that Elise, obviously banning that away to take away some more AP threat. Giants, of course, relying heavily on AD so far. If they take a Graves or a Kha'Zix, pushes them further into the territory where everybody on the other side just builds ninja tabis and goes, okay, we're fine.
League of Tabis, you never miss it. Okay, so Gnar is banned away now, as expected. It goes back to Vitality. What are they going to take? Are they looking for that top lane? Always liking Nukeduck to pick the last mid laner.
Yeah, what do they... The Shen is not available. Gnar is not available. Not a lot of matchups left into Renekton that do particularly well.
They do. It's a Ryze for Nukeduck now.
Also, I hate to say it, it's not a good matchup, but it can also flex top. So Vitality are in a situation where they can play their last card and everything becomes clear.
Giant side, looking potentially for an all AP bottom lane.
Yeah, well, that would be pushing power completely.
Oh, yeah.
And again, they need to round out some more magic damage so that they can take the Kha'Zix or the Graves.
Would not have a tank on that lineup. The Renekton be the closest thing if they end up going for a carry jungler. But Vitality, last ones to them. They've already taken their mid, so the top laner is going to be the last choice. But Giants is still ticking for them. Let's see what they take in the mid lane. Or in the jungle, rather.
9 seconds left.
It's a Graves.
Yep, makes sense. Again, pushing power. Push, push, push. Everything on Giants is all they want to do. Early game push. Get every type of lead they can. Djoko maybe taking the Gragas. Will it be the Olaf? You could put it top lane as well.
No, we don't actually know what's going to go where, but I think the Olaf up top might be the Cabochard special.
Now we get the old switcheroo. Where's it going?
Still some time, right?
Yeah, 20 seconds is the time in which they have to swap around. Cabochard's summoner, well, both summoners actually. No Ghost, but of course Ghost got nerfed, so it's no longer the...
run at you as fast as you can.
Run at you as fast. Now, Olaf does have significant early game damage, but look at this composition out of Vitality. It's a lot spread out compared to what we saw in the last one. They have the engage potential coming from Djoko. Steelback is sat on the back line, and as we pass 20 seconds, Cabochard is the one taking Olaf in the top lane. It is the Gragas in the jungle. Vitality up against a push power team from Giants.
Yeah, Giants are going to have a whole hell of a lot of siege. We'll see if they're able to push it in early enough, or will Vitality be able to answer on back? I mean, they've got some late game power too. The Ryze did not work that well for Knight, but in the hands of Nukeduck, maybe that's a different story. 1-1, all evened up. It is all in the line. The winner takes the points, the loser goes home. The momentum is built here. This is where it all begins. So one more time, if you think Giants are gonna walk away with it, hashtag GIA win on Twitter. Of course, if you think Vitality are going to be the 2-1 winners, it is hashtag VIT win. Let's hear it for Giants and Vitality. Game 3 coming up.
As we've loaded into the Rift, or at least we're on the loading screen. I remember the summoners don't swap over until we head into game, so it is Ghost on Olaf. I was going to say, even with the nerf, wouldn't be an Olaf without it. You got to run at people. It's not 7.5 Olaf, where people are running around with all sorts of new keystones. Heard everything about Stonebreakers, is it?
Yeah, Stoneborn, I believe.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I know there was some of that.
Same patches, we got a new gargoyle, but I mean, that's not coming just yet.
Yeah. Next week we get that.
We're not living in the future.
7.4. Pushing towers. Everything is focused on that for Giants. Oh, spicy.
We've got ourselves a very hot dragon that's going to be hitting the Rift too, so I expect to see that contestant coming down there. Line of scrimmage start, no risk. Nobody wants to be the one to make the first mistake in game 3. There's no trickery for either Giants or Vitality to start things off. No deep invades, no nothing.
Neither team has really been focused on that. Last week, we saw the first step on Raptor starts, grouping up, going in aggressively. Now we're seeing the evolution of this, warding early around the Raptor entrance, denying any kind of push potential. You can see Hustlin and HeaQ have now established a ward in the bot lane, seen Steelback and AOD. This gives information over. Deficio did that beautiful analysis of early game vision, what it means. You can see now that you can infer bot lane aren't giving any kind of pull. I mean, you wouldn't expect Djoko to start anywhere other than Raptors, but you have a pretty good idea that's happening.
Yep, traded on both sides. Cabochard once again buddying up with Djoko. Knight doing the same thing for Memento on his side. And now we are into the laning phase.
Interesting. Flaxxish even came down. I don't know whether he's trying to fake that he gave a pull on top side. to allow Memento to go aggressive. Yes, he did. Oh, look at what Memento is doing. That was brilliant. Okay, so getting the ward in bot side, Flaxxish fakes an pull on the top side jungle, and now Memento goes instantly into the blue buff because he knows Gragas is starting up on the top side of the map, going red into blue, because that's what Djoko has done every game so far. Memento reading this very, very well.
Nice adaptation. Djoko's actually going to be taking a trip himself, it looks like, into the Giants jungle. Pay off. So it might not work out for him, but he is busy with the Scuttle Crab right now. We'll see if it works out. We'll keep an eye on it. And now Hustlin, has to burn his flash away as he was exhausted up. AOD, that's a lot of chunk damage on him between the plants and the bombs. Djoko's not gone into the Giants jungle just yet.
He hasn't yet. There was just a ping, like a careful ping onto Flaxxish, I think, because Cabochard was going so aggressive early on. You can see Flaxxish now wards the blue, just to make sure that Djoko hasn't gone there.
Oh boy, this could be spicy as we get going. Steelback taken a little bit low by HeaQ and Hustlin. Once again, it's plants and voidlings. We're playing with a whole lot of minions down on that bottom side. Nukeduck is even going deep into the Giants jungle to get himself another ward. Missing ping, Knight knows that there is no one in this lane with him right now.
And a lot of people would be looking at this and say, how is Djoko only level 2 after doing the same camps that Memento did earlier and got level 3? Well, Cabo took one minion to get that level advantage in the top lane, and that's what he punished Flaxxish with to push him out. That's why Djoko's level 2. That's why he didn't come mid for any kind of play at level 3. And you can see that ward that Flaxxish put down to secure the blue buff means that Giants are in no threat under this early game of Memento losing out on his jungle.
Yeah, Djoko didn't get himself a blue buff either, and now Memento can easily freely move up and get that 3 buff off. Djoko is not going to get enough, and he'll be put back.
I like it. I like the start out of Giants. It's been a little bit more about mind games and just faking some of the information they're giving over.
Yep. Long series. This is where the fatigue can sometimes set in, and teams can sometimes make mistakes, even in the early game, but it was all just knowing what Djoko was going to do time and again. And Memento was able to punish it. He doesn't even have to take his blue just yet. Leisurely strolls as he clears out the scrying plant just to make sure that there's nobody coming for him. Flaxxish up top. He's not been winning the farm game just yet, but there's still time for this Croc to rock.
It's difficult to face off against an Olaf. Levels 1 and 2, he has quite a lot of damage and a lot of ways of sustaining against you.
Yeah, he's got the corrupting potion as well. Djoko's up top now. It's going to be hard for them to try to make a play like they were trying in previous games. HeaQ and Hustlin are actually going on a roam.
Where are they going? Are they going just a vision? Get that plant? Yeah, control ward placed by HeaQ. That was the one he had purchased. Again, trying to just spot out where Djoko was going. Again, denying any kind of invade on second Raptors because Memento knew that they couldn't get there in time. Again, 175 experience for just the small Raptors, a quarter of a level at this point. Memento needs to maintain this level advantage against Djoko and just bully him around the jungle.
Yeah, small advantages build up to big ones. That's the game plan. Giants looking to close this out. Still a very even early game. Both teams playing it out very, very conservatively, but little edges here. Memento really getting the ball rolling, and a lot of vision invested around this Dragon Pit as Memento continues to push deeper into Vitality territory to get it.
Yeah, they're going to spot each other finally. Memento will get the escape over the wall. They knew that Memento is there now, so bot lane can play safer. Does check for a bush ward in that tri-bush, but there was nothing there.
Oh, yes, indeed.
No real way of clearing it.
No way to really get it.
That's a difficult one to do early on.
It's okay. I know you're asking for a lot, but that happens. Steelback gets stopped up and takes a little bit more damage. Junglers look like they're going to find each other here. Smoke screen thrown down. The Memento's defending his territory.
It's good damage early on, and you can see how difficult it can be for AOD to play aggressively in the bottom lane. Every time you move forward, you get
oh boy,
rooted down. Djoko's
got flash. Yeah, Nukeduck, he's going to have to come to the rescue, though. Nukeduck is pushed up pretty far. Memento is looking to see if he wants to go in. There's the ghost on. He does dodge away from the shock blast. And yeah, you got to look at how this game panned out in game 2. It was so much more different than game 1, honestly, for Memento.
Yeah, you can see the JP there is the amount of time spent around their team. So Djoko just trying to get it there aggressively, being around their team early on.
Yeah, he was losing out a little bit on the farm game, but it didn't really matter. He was still making big plays, and a big part of why Vitality were able to take that game too. Memento, though, this time is just all up in his territory.
And that's kind of the nature of Gragas, right? Is like, okay, you're trying to get to 6, but you don't have a particularly strong early game. You kind of have to concede anytime you see an early game jungler and you're like, okay, you take my jungle, I'm just gonna try and get what I can.
Still have a utility when the team fights come up, and that is what Vitality are going to be banking on here. Scuttlecrab Vision for Vitality is close to expiring, but Memento is already past it. Forward positioning. Djoko coming in once again to try and throw some wards down, clear out the vision, but he's going to run right into Hustlin and Memento. Throws the barrel, covers his escape.
And you can see how this push power out of Giants is working in the bot lane. Hustlin has the time to come up out of the lane, get the honey fruit, come back down to the bottom lane. Now has full mana again, everything's great. But every time Steelback and AOD push forward, they get rooted down, take a lot of damage, and there's not a lot they can do about that.
Yeah, trying to make fast moves. Steelback picks up very quick Swifty boots just to make sure he's able to dodge out some of the damage of HeaQ on those double Dorans is still dishing out.
Yep. There's Steelback known for more defensive buys. That's to try and get away from any of these aggressive plays. It's fairly straightforward on Jhin. You do pick up Swiftness boots anyway. We'll see whether Steelback picks up Edge of Night as this game goes further. We saw HeaQ in the first game not pick it up at all.
He's still doing a lot of damage in all honesty.
But it's difficult to play around the bot side now for Vitality. Look at the amount of wards that are there for Giants. 2 control wards, a third one if you include the one in their own jungle, plus 2 wards that are now expiring up past the Gromp. And Giants just had full vision control. They knew there was no real way of Djoko getting anywhere near that bot lane, and they could just continue to push.
Yeah, wait for a moment when you can maybe take a skirmish, get yourself the dragon and tower. That seems to be the Giants' game plan this entire series, to be honest. And they were able to execute quite well in game number 1 to great effect. Infernal Drake all important, but yet to see a tower fall because Giants are slowly pressing their advantage. They actually aren't ahead in the gold game. It is really just about dead even. But not for lack of trying, making moves around, and it has been much more mind game focused than trying to make the big flashy plays in this early game.
Yeah, it's even been mind gamed between the own members of the teams. Djoko accidentally taking away the blue buff from Nukeduck. We saw it just a few moments ago. On the first pass through blue buff, you can see he's wearing it proudly.
Hey man, Gragas needs regen too.
It's not October, but at this point, Djoko doesn't mind. It's Oktoberfest somewhere.
Definitely the case. HeaQ and Hustlin still keeping the vision game on, still keeping the push going. AOD and Steelback are going to keep getting pushed back, but they haven't lost too much farm. It's been nice. Steelback has been able to hold his own, and you know, you have a Ziggs lane with Zyra. You want to push really hard. Giants, they've not been able to get it done just yet. They're calling for Memento to help them. They've
done a good job, at least, of pushing it out, trying to get any sort of presence on the bot side, converting it into vision control, but without any fight early on, it's not going to translate into taking the tower. But now that you can see the Dragon's being started, AOD actually blasts himself right into the line of fire.
Oh, he's got to be praising his spell shield, and now he gets another grasp on the barrel, knocks in Memento. That's first blood, well executed by Vitality as they pick up the Giants jungler.
That was exactly what Vitality wanted. AOD going aggressive, knew that he just needed to catch out Memento because the distance between Memento and the rest of his team was too significant. Vitality upset everything the Giants have tried to do on the bottom side. Now they get to clear out the vision.
Yeah, all the plans for Giants, they come undone in that moment as Vitality get themselves a small gold lead off the back of it, make sure that Giants can't make any sneaky moves around the Dragon Pit. This is great news for them. Stymieing Giant strategy.
But now Giants, now that they've seen, I believe they saw Djoko cross a ward. Perhaps they didn't see it for sure, but they will
still pushing.
As he's pushing, yeah, they didn't actually see him. I thought they may have spotted him as he crossed over through mid, but he stops on the control ward. Giants just trying to get any damage they can done with that Ziggs push, the short fuse passive. Try and get the satchel charge and blow it up.
Just hasn't happened. Nukeduck is going to get his ghost on, though. Smokescreen covers Memento. He's got a collateral, but Nukeduck is marathoned out of there.
Yeah, and from what should be a pushing team comp early on, one mistake out of Memento and the rest of Giants is enough to slow so much of their aggression. You could see that, like, Hustlin was trying to get the lockdown, but Vitality just reacted in plenty of time. Look at mid lane, though. Here comes Cabo.
Oh, nice. He stopped up. Nukeduck really low, though, and here comes Cabo, as you said, around the side. They're looking to chase him down. Knight has a flash, and they decide it's not worth to keep chasing. Now Memento could be in some trouble.
Oh, Cask is available for Djoko.
Doesn't use it this time around. Thought Memento might be able to dodge away. No summoners burned. Just a couple of chase attempts. Vitality tried to throw their weight around, but Giants were wary.
Vitality didn't convert that into a dragon, though, off that first engage. Djoko's not even going to start it up this time. Doesn't feel confident without getting a kill. Knows Memento is still around. And look how low Steelback is.
Look how low the tower is.
His ultimate is only just available. Now he's going to throw it out. This is for wave clear.
Looking for Hustlin. Not going to go the way they wanted it. HeaQ, with the help of Memento, just blows up Djoko. And in mid lane, Nukeduck, he's going to kill himself on Tonight.
Looked like miscommunication out of Vitality. I think Steelback was only wanting to ult to clear the wave so that Ziggs wouldn't push up and just press W on the tower, but Djoko was caught out along the side, didn't have his flash available, ends up dying, and from Vitality having a good play before, Giants come out with one in the mid lane, one through that bot river, and they were able to come out somewhat ahead, but it wasn't actually a good play from mid lane. You can see it was Vitality making the play mid on Tonight, who just walked into Nukeduck.
Yep, just enough, man. Oh, and the flash. Oh, that feels bad, man, when you flash right after the auto follows you.
So 1 for 1 on the kill trades overall, but Vitality losing out on the bottom tower trade. You can see, look, how far HeaQ is ahead in this matchup. And Flaxxish is trying to play the game of avoid Cabo for as much of this game as he possibly can.
Flaxxish just wants to push when there's not a Viking in his lane, but unfortunately there hasn't been a whole lot of chance for that to happen. Vitality did get a lot of vision around this Dragon Pit, so it won't be an easy take for Giants anymore. But as you said, they lost out on the first tower, and that's really making the goal difference.
And now you move this Ziggs into a different lane, you poke down Nukeduck, try and get him away from the tower. Couple of waves of minions should be enough. Oh, Memento.
Okay, he's caught up, tanking tower shots. Ooh, the flourish, he has to flash it.
Yep, has to flash away Memento. Has been playing on the edge of this game, up against it a lot, and ends up kind of playing riskily. Didn't pick up a kill.
That's
but
Memento. He likes to live dangerously, and we saw it really paying out for him in game number 1. Not so much in game 2, but we'll see if it comes to bear here. Djoko, he's been able to find something, despite the fact that he was 3-buffed. It hasn't really affected him too much in this game. And Vitality, they're just trying to hold here. Giants are starting to get rolling with this Ziggs push comp.
And if they can get more towers, it will be similar to the game that was remade by the amount of just sheer brute force potential they have.
Not the biggest lead, though, this time around. We're only 14 minutes in.
Yeah.
Haven't been a lot of dragons taken because everyone's been placing so much vision around here. It's been so contested. It really has been a game of wards, and now Djoko is caught up. There's the plants, there's the bomb. Djoko flashes. Mega Inferno comes up, but Memento is grasped by AOD. Ooh. Memento's staying alive, though, with Knight's help.
Djoko's health is low enough that it's completely covered by the mastery.
Yeah, wow, that's something else. Here comes the curtain call, though. Memento, Knight's going to have to tank for him. That's 1, that's 2, and that's going to be it.
Now gets the cancel on it. Steelback runs into mid lane to clear it out. Now Nukeduck goes back down to the bottom lane. Finally, we're going to actually see a trade between Cabo and Flaxxish, and you can see Cabochard ends up winning that one. Ninja Tabi's Phage for both of them with a Kindle Gem alongside.
That was over quick.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a slower starting game. Both teams really playing, honestly, more conservatively than I might have thought. But Memento, you know, he had a really great start to this one by really setting Djoko behind, but it didn't pan out into too much. And Vitality, they may be down about 800 gold, but it hasn't meant that much because they're getting close to finding themselves a tower. Djoko has a lot of vision in this bottom side. They can definitely throw their weight around now, and Giants are going to have to react.
Djoko's certainly been throwing his weight around with these compositions built around Engage. This time the Ashe isn't so much there for Vitality, but still this Gragas coming back into the meta. Teams that utilize an Engage tool from the jungler are going to do very well if they can get their hands on Gragas and get through the early game. Satchel Charge comes out.
That's your win condition right there.
Down goes the tower. Welcome to Ziggs bot lane.
Well, Ziggs in every lane at this point. They've still got some more minions to work with, so they're going to keep on firing. Steelback a little low, and AOD is going to have to get the silence out on the minions. Meanwhile, Nukeduck will be able to trade eventually down to the bottom, but Ryze, not the same level of pushing power.
Without much AP right now, he's just like kind of throwing very small auto attacks. And that tower...
He needs some time to stack. I mean, this
later
is what we talked about last game, too.
Later's when Ryze autos the tower and just like 4-shots it.
or an enemy champion.
Yeah, that's less about the autos, that's more about
full rotation.
Full rotation, yeah.
Yeah, so still this dragon stands. Will we see a fight over it? Because neither team has been keen to really try and rush it down, waiting for more damage. Nukeduck is actually waiting and baiting here, but Knight is not going to fall for it. Memento's here too. Everybody's coming to the Dragon Party, it looks like, though. Pings now for Vitality as Steelback starts it up.
Yeah, we'll see whether Vitality can actually secure this. They've cleared out a lot of vision, but there are a couple of wards that still litter the jungle. As Giants want to come in aggressive to deny the attempt on Infernal.
Vitality look like they're getting cold feet here. Gonna back off. Will they let it reset? No, they're keeping on it here. Giants, they're actually making moves for the mid. They might sacrifice this Dragon. A little slowly, a little unsure, but they do ping it out now. Vitality get themselves the Infernal Drake. Knight's the first one in position. Do they have enough push to make it happen? Here comes the Realm Warp. Yeah,
Vitality are going to try and close in now
the curtain
on
call.
Giants.
Okay, they get the Stranglethorns, but Cabochard is around the backside. He throws an axe, but Giants try to turn on him. They knock Memento. What a cask, and they take him down. Nukeduck with the finisher. Cabochard Ragnarocking towards Knight. Acceleration gates there, but Cabo don't care. They lock him down. They look down Flaxxish as well. Knight's going down to 0. Cabochard with the kill. Vitality get 2 and save their tower.
Vitality pick up the Infernal Drake and instantly turn around with a team fight win as well. And this Vitality is looking so much better than the one from before, but Steelback.
Oh, okay, it was almost going to be perfect, but Steelback gets caught up by Flaxxish. Return kill for Giants.
Good response out of Giants to take out Jhin, stop any kind of tower push. They have a lot of wave clear here in their team comp, but Vitality are going to try and push topside through. They should be able to get that. There's a big minion wave stacked up there, and nobody from Giants can react in time. And now they have a gold lead. It's ever so slight. It's basically an even game, but Vitality, remember, there's that Infernal Drake along the side.
Yeah. 18 minutes into the game now, Vitality, they even this one up. It's 2 towers to 2. That Dragon is really the biggest difference for Vitality here. Surprising Giants gave this one away, but look at Vitality's reaction.
Yeah, Vitality, watch Djoko just catch Hustlin mid-dash here. Beautiful. Catches him. Memento taken out, and the rest of the team will fall. And as you said, that Dragon is helping out so much. Actually, you know, a significantly later Infernal Drake than we normally see here in Europe. About 10 minutes is the time at which Infernal's taken if it is the first Dragon in the game.
It was a slow start for sure. And
look at that damage that came from it. Yeah, that was just built into Champions anyway. It's only 8%, but
yeah. I mean, Djoko was just doing the most of it to start things off because he knocked Memento into the team. It was a nice play from Vitality overall. Saw them stepping up big, but dead even on the gold game, dead even on the towers. Just that Dragon making the big difference, and map control split.
Yep, map control. Look at those control wards.
There are a lot of Giants control wards, though.
One of them just got replaced because somebody placed one. I'm not sure who exactly it was, but it got moved over towards Baron. This is all about maintaining mid-tower. Welcome to anybody that didn't watch League of Legends in Seasons 3 or 4, where Ziggs would just sit mid, and you just wave clear.
Yeah, and you can do it again, except, you know, the AD carry is the one that picks him.
Prolly and Jez's are just watching this game like, yes, this is the perfect League of Legends. Ziggs sits mid, wave clears for 50 minutes. Beautiful game. Best game.
That's just a great visual, in all honesty. Vitality. They have been able to stop the Ziggs push, but they haven't been able to break through it. They've had to work on those side lanes. Importantly, though, Nukeduck has gotten 2 of the kills in some of the ensuing fights. That's really important gold for him right now, and it's been 2 deaths for Knight, who, honestly, in game 1, we give him such massive props, and it just wasn't the same in game 2 because of so much pressure that Vitality applied. Not so much this game, but he's still been set behind because there has been enough jungle focus from Djoko.
Yeah, there has been. And Djoko has looked better the longer this series has gone on, I guess.
That's the direction you want to go, right?
I mean, I also would like him to start out looking good. Like, that's... You don't want to go, well, game 1's always rough for us. We'll make up for it in the last games. But certainly for Vitality, Djoko looks a lot more confident on this Gragas, despite having a weaker early game, just gives him engage potential. The solidarity to just be able to go aggressive into fights, body slam, flash, cask, get somebody and take him off.
Yeah. Djoko, we talked a lot about Memento this series, but honestly, Djoko, his story is not too dissimilar. In playing, we saw him on Millennium in the Challenger scene. He played a couple of games for Unicorns of Love. He had his taste on the big stage, but he's still a very new player as well.
Yeah, he made his name on Rek'Sai with the rest of Millennium, who this split in Challenger didn't do so great. A lot of the former Millennium players find themselves in the LCS now. Hans Samo was on that lineup for a while. Interesting how Challenger has panned out. Of course, Challenger ties
over.
into this game as well, because obviously these teams are around the bottom of the table fighting to see who gets out of those relegation spots. Both of these teams only have one series win up until this series.
And that's the important thing, because, you know, oftentimes when the LCS teams were honestly still looking a whole league apart from their challenger counterparts, it's not necessarily the case. You've got Schalke waiting in the wings, and you do not want to face off against them, as Cabochard is showing Flaxxish doesn't want to face off against him, but HeaQ with a bait and switch Inferno Bomb. Oh, baby.
Takes out Cabo. Cabo got locked down. Ragnarok looked like it had run out before that Ruthless Predator came through, and Cabo locked under the tower.
It's never a 1v1, is it, Stress?
Not when there's a Ziggs.
Yeah. Globals.
You thought he could only clear mid. Haha!
He can also clear top laners.
Yeah, clear everything else.
Yeah, it's third kill of the game, though, for HeaQ. He does have a lot of damage. I mean, he's got the Melanomicon, he's got a Leandries. Knight's not doing too shabby, despite being set farther behind. This time's still going to be a while before he works his way up past the one item and some change threshold. Let's see, they get the tower, courtesy of Satchel Charge, dodging one, dodging two. The curtain call, Memento gets tagged by the third. And the last one, he's okay with.
No explosive cask means even if Djoko was to body slam in, doesn't have a follow-up. So no real engage potential.
Yeah. This is a good, I mean, honestly, this has been a real good series out of HeaQ. Like, we gave him so much praise in game one for great positioning on the Jhin, for playing exactly what he needed to, but the Ziggs has also done it a lot. And considering HeaQ was honestly not a name a lot of people had really been considering coming into this split, it's good to see.
Yeah, certainly among the bottom of the table, HeaQ looks like a standout AD carry. It took a long time for Europe to adopt this Ziggs bot lane meta. We saw a handful of games.
We're not early adopters in a lot of things here.
No, we you know, we like our
Nintendo Switch,
method,
but you know.
But, a handful of teams played it early on, and now we're starting to see teams actually add it to the playbook. Even in Challenger, we started seeing it. And you know, LCK, NA were playing it in the early weeks, and there was that extra versatility of allowing more Jayce play and more AD focused play in other lanes. So I'm enjoying seeing it now, and HeaQ seems to really be taking to it. It's not the most intense of play styles. You basically push a wave and then press W twice.
But if you can execute, that's really not a big problem. And now you can see Giants are trying to make more plays elsewhere on the map. Memento tagged a little low, flashes away from the body slam, but Djoko's still on top of him. Barrels are there. The cast knocks him into the wall. He's going to dash away, but Knight is left for dead. Nukeduck's going to chase him down. Djoko has to flash out of the Stranglethorns, but Cabochard's coming right at you, and he takes an axe to Memento.
And at this point, Giants don't have too much. Oh, if Djoko gets caught.
Ooh!
At the second game, the second time in this game, Djoko gets hit by the Mega Inferno Bomb, but does not die.
Man, that was the fastest truffle shuffle I've ever seen. Getting out of there real fast. Knight and Memento were unfortunately not so lucky. It's 3-6 now on the kill board. Very even gold game. I feel like a broken record. I'm saying it so many times. But what's this? Vitality.
They know they don't have a smite for Giants for another 10 seconds. It's a bait for now.
Don't make it in front of him either. Oh, flashing forward, Hustlin, that's the one they catch, and Nukeduck with a kill. AOD still on the front. Nukeduck looking to chase more down. HeaQ's having to flash away. Realm Warp for Nukeduck, looking to cut off HeaQ, and he puts him in Rune Prison and puts him back to base.
And the mid tower is now vulnerable if Vitality want it, or are they going for the Baron? Memento is alive.
Nukeduck's gone real far forward. Oh boy, that's
flash.
Careful. He has to burn that flash. He had the Ghost already on. That's dominance, but will it be enough? Cabochard runs in and once again takes him out.
Vitality back-to-back-to-back fights, and they lost no one in the makings of it. Now Vitality mid-tower is down. The Ziggs was not there to defend. And now Vitality have cracked open that defensive structure the Giants had been bastioning behind this entire game long.
Oh, yes, they did. Now Baron becomes a very scary possibility. If you're Giants, you need to watch that side of the map very carefully. Vitality have already placed forward positioning wards inside the jungle. Exits to the river on the Giants side of the map. Let's take a look at that fight again. Hustlin just steps too far forward.
Yep. Well, the vision was all in favor of Vitality. It was all a bait. And they were trying to get any wards they could down. Good position on that Realm Warp from Nukeduck. Cuts off HeaQ. No way of him clearing out. HeaQ couldn't even kill the minions before it was time.
I mean, not much you can do there.
To expire.
He burned both his summoners, and then Vitality threw everything in the kitchen sink at him. The Realm Warp to cut him off from his own tower, and easy peasy does it at that point. 2,000 gold advantage plus some change for Vitality. They have the Infernal, they have the Mountain Drake. They are looking to make it a Baron as well. Giants are stacking on the top side, though. They're not going to let this one go easy.
Ever since that Game 2 remake, Vitality have had a very focused game plan on Knight in the mid lane. Putting him behind as much as possible, just pushing him down, whereas Nukeduck has been the benefactor of so much of this attention. 4-0-3 on the board, and Vitality were down and out in that remade game. Giants had an 8K lead. So many dragons, and Vitality have been able to stabilize off the remake and have been able to really put the pressure on Knight, and Giants have not been the same without it.
Yeah, it's been hard. They had a pretty good pushing strategy, but just like in game number 1, Vitality have been able to punish them for overextending a couple of times, going a little too deep into that enemy territory. And now it has been the Vision war of attrition all throughout this mid and into the late game. We're 28 minutes on the clock right now, and it's so tense. So important to get a win on the board here because of what points mean at this stage in the game when you are in the bottom 4.
And the difficulty that Giants have is, you can see Knight's already losing out these trades because of how far behind he is. I mean, unless Knight can get a lot of extra damage, Flaxxish, his impact is going to be minimal the later this game goes. Cabo has already shown that he can out-trade him in the side lanes. Djoko's a better engage tool than Giants really have. They have decent counter-engage from Hustlin, but there's no real way of Giants starting a fight, save from a TP flank out from Flaxxish.
Oh yeah, it's just been oh so difficult. And honestly, you just got to look at the difference in golden items, especially in that mid lane, to tell the story of this game, because Nukeduck has just had so much more to work with. Completed Seraph's Embrace. Look at the difference. That's 3,000 gold making up the difference. That is just massive right now. And Knight's had so much trouble to really deal with. Djoko's been all up in his face. Cabochard's been, honestly, once he survived early on, been running the table. Yeah,
Cabo's been pretty much in control. You have to think about, again, we've got to look at the other teams. The other teams at the bottom of the table, how is this impacting them? Will Roccat, this has been almost a gift with Vitality if they can close this out. Origin, this has put so much pressure now back on them if Vitality close this series. It looked so certain that Vitality were going to get 2-0'd. Origin would be able to close that gap with a win over Roccat. And everything has turned around.
Everything has shifted for sure. Slightest of margins tip things in the favor. Vitality, though, they don't have this game locked up completely yet. They need to be able to stop the pushback from this Ziggs, from all the wave clear they have between it and Knight, everything, and they cannot afford to let themselves get caught out before they can overwhelm.
And game 1 was the same. Vitality had turned the game back around off a fight. They went into a Baron. They were able to stabilize Vitality. You know, they looked like they were taking the Baron for Elder trade. All they had to do was take their time, wait for the Elder to expire, and then look for the tower push. But they chose the fight. It backfired on Vitality, and Giants closed the game. Vitality have the lead again. It is not over. It's only a small lead, but they have the Ryze, they have the Jhin, they have the engage tools.
Giants are going to need one hell of a wombo combo.
Yeah, they're going to need a good fight to come through, where Flaxxish finds his way into the backline and takes out Nukeduck, which is a difficult ask, but a TP flank would do it. There's no real wards available for him right now. Vitality have done a good job of clearing them out.
And Vitality, they're not going to overstep anything, not trying for the Baron when everyone of Giants is up and around, but Nukeduck pressuring on the top lane. The wave pretty even in the bottom side. Giants are going to have to react. They're going to send the Renekton.
Yeah, well, I mean, Giants can actually stall this game out. Provided Renekton can wave clear against the Ryze, Ziggs, Jayce, Graves, Zyra can wave clear
a lot
all day. So we might be in for a long one. Did you know, Pyra? I'm going to curse it. But maybe I uncursed it by saying it.
I can't wait to hear what you're going to say.
There have been no 50-minute games so far in the EU LCS this split. I hope we're all in for the long one.
I suppose we can start the timer. We got 18 and some change to go before we hit that mark. This is where we start getting into the buy and sell ZZ Rot territory.
50 minutes. 50 minutes, yes. But we're a long way away.
Yeah, we're still some time.
Far.
I mean, you got to check in with what they got in items too, because if that gets a lot longer, Giants are going to actually be able to kind of equalize on some of that gold because it won't matter. But that's all pure speculation right now, right? At the moment, it seems like their best bet is definitely on the Ziggs. He's got the Luden's Echo completed. Up in the top, Flaxxish has just not had the same amount of gold income because he's still only sitting on the Hydra and the Black Cleaver. He's not actually that tanky just yet.
Yeah, he's not tanky enough to deal with a lot of what Vitality have to offer. Vitality also haven't used this opportunity to look for Drake control, because as soon as they do, Baron is just a way more influential objective here. It's only a Cloud Drake, which is the roadblock of Drakes on the road to Elder, because we've got Infernal Mountain. Everyone's like, come on, give me another Infernal Mountain. We know they're in this game. Cloud as Drake 3, and everyone goes, the
roadblock
I guess
Drake.
we'll leave it. Well, I mean, Elder's like due up in
it's
2
great.
minutes,
It's great for Giants, because if you don't have the map control, like, all right, well, they can't get Elder. Oh,
hey, no! Nukeduck's finally like, I'm just gonna drive right through it.
That was like a laundry list. Like, take Cloud Drake.
Yeah, somebody at some point will get that.
All right, so they have themselves a little bit more speed boost now. And, well, I think it might be September before we finish, because they've got Earth, Wind, and Fire on their side. I don't get to do it that often.
I know you don't.
I go for it 100% of the time.
Unfortunately, I don't have one to follow up.
That's okay.
It was fine.
I'm sure you'll remember. All right, we're 33 minutes into this.
That was the easy one. I was trying not to use that one. I've used that before.
Oh, I know. That's okay. You got time. You got time. So, I think this will go late, in all honesty, because
really?
Vitality are not trying to push it out. They're playing it safer.
They are playing it safer, but they're also struggling against this heavy wave clear. You can see how much damage Nukeduck has had in this game. And Cabo has had good damage. But without Vitality making a play, making a dive onto one of these static wave clearers, then Vitality can't really push anything.
No, but if they're able to grab all the neutral objectives on the map, that could definitely change things. Obviously, it's going to be a while before Elder, but I want to see them put more vision investing around this Baron side, see if they can pressure Giants out of their hidey holes.
Well, they've tried. The problem is when you're playing against like a Jayce, it's kind of difficult to have people face check, because they just fire a shock blast in, and then if it hits something, you go, okay, I guess we don't go there. Also, Giants have done a decent job of, putting down wards. The fact that the inner towers remain, this is a fairly rare situation where all 3 inner towers for both teams stand at 35 minutes into the game. In fact, sorry, not all 3. As it is the top tower
juked out by the top outer.
Yeah, I know.
That's pretty rare that stays around.
But the important part of it is the fact that you can't get deep vision. You can't actually go like right up to the base walls and start putting some wards in those bushes around. You can only get that first row of vision, so theoretically, Giants can still walk into their jungle and be okay. These areas that Memento and Knight are in right now are safe. They're fine, because there's enough defensive structures for Giants to move around behind, and that's why Vitality is struggling to set up any kind of a bait, because Giants get to go into their own jungle.
Yeah, and you can see this way this game has really honestly swung back and forth. It has been slimmer on the gold margins, but it's swinging even more, because Nukeduck, well, no one was there. He gets to grab himself a tower.
Yeah, he's going to continue that push.
Oh, wait a minute.
Djoko.
He gets a little ahead of himself. They had Memento. Not dead to rights, but definitely locked up for just a second by the Flourish. Nukeduck is still pushing bottom side. It's drawn Knight.
And Knight can't actually deal with Nukeduck in the 1v1 if the fight starts. Now that he's under tower, that's okay, but look at how Vitality move now. Now they know they've got somebody under tower without a teleport. Giants can't quite react instantly to the Baron, so it's all about controlling that area.
A lot of ping for help here. Vitality, they want this. They want to be able to secure it, but the vision comes first. Get themselves a Scuttle Crab. Nukeduck still clearing, still trying to cow Giants inside of their ring of control.
It's all a bait. You know what it was? Nukeduck took the Cloud Drake so you could be like, right, in 6 minutes, we're going to get Elder Drake. And that's going to be it. Now comes the curtain call.
One shot tanked, a second misses, a third, and then the fourth. Flaxxish is able to shrug it off. That's one ultimate burned here for the Vitality side. It's actually Giants feeling confident enough to push up. That's a big shock blast. Mega Inferno, Steelback can't flash out in time, but he will make it out alive.
Makes it out. keeps his life, and all that's going to do is allow Giants to regain control of some of their jungle now. It's not going to result in a Baron being started, or at least it shouldn't do.
Have to be happy if you're Giants that you've been able to force Vitality back time and time again, but wherever there are holes, wherever there are leaks, Vitality, they're looking to push in on that Nukeduck in the mid, but there's no minion wave. He's outrunning them.
Yeah. Nukeduck, that Cloud Drake, that's what it is.
It's the problem, isn't it?
No, it's the fact that Giants has pushed the wave all the way up. It's a slow one. We're up to 37 minutes.
Hey man, you keep that timer going.
I know, we're getting there. We're looking for a record-breaking game for the spring split for EU LCS.
Ah, there we go. We've had a couple records broken already.
The records are going to be broken in the next series.
Ah, there we go.
Devin.
Yes.
Of course, a lot of people are actually waiting to tune in for Roccat.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty exciting game just by virtue of it's an important thing for a relegation scrap. But both these teams have managed to find a couple of game wins and a series win apiece.
But it's very rare we have winless teams in the EU LCS.
And they're watching this game with bated breath.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people interested to see how Peke is going to do on Origin. That will be coming up after the conclusion of this series.
Oh yeah, definitely an exciting game. Exciting series.
Which might be another 30 minutes at the rate this game's going.
You know, who knows?
Memento.
Anything can happen. Memento has got Edge of Night on. He's stepping forward. I mean, you can see now that Giants, as they've been stalling out, the gold lead means less and less right now. The Dragons are somewhat important, right? But as they close that gold gap and as the game gets longer, they're getting themselves towards the 6-item mark, and it just means less and less for Vitality's lead that they amassed early on.
And we were asking, would Steelback get an Edge of Night? Yes, he does.
Eventually.
You can see Lozark keeping his eye on this game, of course.
It's been a long series.
It has been, and
it's hard to grind it out at the end.
As a coach, you don't have any influence over this moment in the game now. Like, this is all on your players. Everything that you can do is before this game, and just like the players, he would have thought, okay, game 2, everything was done. Like, the draft was done, we punished Vitality.
Speaking of punishing,
suddenly 2 more games have to come out of the playbook from the coaching staff of Giants. So all around, it has been a difficult series for the Giants team and support staff. Here comes the Elder Drake start. Now Mega Inferno Bomb and collateral damage are available.
They can definitely guess
Vitality
this is happening.
Pull back.
They are going to peel away.
They're buying time for Nukeduck.
Nukeduck's on the tower. He's got it. Just trying to find a moment where they can push their way in. That is the 5th tower now for Vitality. They're slowly pushing in to crack this one open, but Nukeduck might go down. He's got no summoners. He's shut down by the Hammer of Night. That's huge for Giants here.
Night cleanses through. Now Giants want to go. Just the traps are enough to slow Giants out. Nukeduck, did he overcommit for that tower? We didn't catch most of the 1v1.
Oh man, tense moment here. Giants, there were pings on the Elder Dragon, but they don't go for it. Flaxxish tanking up all the Jhin traps, the Deadly Flourish, everything. No minion wave to speak of just yet. It's coming right on back, but 5 members strong are Giants right now. Baron has not gone in 40 minutes of this game. Are Giants about to change that? Are they going to force the issue?
It's because nobody has opened up the opportunity to do so, and this is a risky one. There is no mid laner for Vitality.
They're going Elder.
Vitality are going to commit to Elder and just put Cabo up there? Okay.
This is going over. Giants, there's no contest possible. They leave Memento alone with HeaQ to just finish the job. They're going to try and contest the Elder Drake. Giants have a chance to swing this one huge.
So this is the opposite of game 1, where Vitality took the Baron. When Giants, Vitality have to pull away. They reset completely. Oh, Vitality try to take the Elder Drake. They're still looking for it.
Nukeduck's not with them.
They look all sorts of on different pages.
This is going low, though. Can they get the Smite Steal? Memento, can he get in there in time? He's got to get over the pit. He goes for it. Let's see who gets this one. It's taken by Djoko, and now this is the chance to take the fight. They've got the Elder. They've got a double kill for Steelback. Vitality finding a massive fight. HeaQ, Flaxxish running for their lives. They're the only members left standing. That's an axe, and Flaxxish is going to be the final casualty. Vitality will take everything away. Teleport canceled. He's got 3 members on him. You've got to think this has got to be it. Vitality are going to take the series.
A heartbreaking moment for Giants. They thought they'd done it, getting themselves the Baron buff, but it's been cleared off everybody but Flaxxish. Long death timers still stand. Vitality, it looked like they were down and out. They've turned the series around. They've got the Elder Drake. They have Infernal, Mountain, and Cloud, and only Flaxxish and Hustlin stand between them and a series win.
That is going to be one Nexus Tower. That's going to be two in just a few more shots. That's all they need. They get the Nexus. They're going to get this one. Vitality 2-1 on the series. And what a reversal from game one. From a game two that nearly ended for them. A remake at 25, and they turn it around 2 games, taking victory, and a big sigh of relief for this Vitality team.
That is an understatement, Pyra, a sigh of relief.
But a different kind of sigh for Giants.
Yeah, Giants, game 1 and 2, all over Vitality for the most part. I don't think we've seen Giants have quite as good an early game as in that initial game 2, but Vitality, with the cards that were dealt in games 3, well, game 2, remake, and game 3, Vitality came out looking like a different team with different drafts and took control of the final 2 games.
We covered everything, support staff, coaches, how you adapt in pick and bans, how you deal with that type of situation, but Vitality in the end proved true to their name. They had a lot of life in them still when we thought they were knocked dead.
Yeah. Vitality, an important win, puts the pressure onto Origin now at the bottom of the table, who will face Roccat coming up next.
Roccat gotta be pretty happy.
Really makes things tough over in Group B right now.
It was the closer of the groups for sure.
Vitality now sit on 2 series wins. They own the win over Origin. They now own a win over Giants.
What a
Not
long
without
series,
controversy.
Man. Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely tough. It's hard, but at the end of the day, I mean, what a long series, and for the players to be able to grind it out. That was a 42-minute finish in game 3. Holy moly, man, that takes a lot of mental fortitude. Yeah,
that game from Vitality, the turnaround, the way they played it. I guess you got to give them a fair amount of credit for that, for Vitality, for coming back with different drafts.
And it was the opposite of that final moment in game 1 when, honestly, Vitality, they were the ones who pushed too far forward and Giants just aced them. Yeah, and we're seeing the danger of taking fights into Elder Drake. That's the problem. And the thing is, Vitality, it looked like they got pushed back off the Elder. They managed to complete it. Giants couldn't quite get anything in time. And, you know, Giants end up losing their Baron buff. Like, Baron buff in that trade is better if you don't fight. If you don't take any trade against somebody with Elder, Baron will come out ahead for the most part. But they take a trade. And they had the chance. They try and fight for the Elder, and it comes up badly. Vitality 2-1 on the day. And what a hell of a